Dave Bean was one of the premier guards in the NBA during the 60s and 70s, but despite his elite ability, he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. On today's episode of the most forgotten players in sports history, we examine the career of Dave Bean.
Dave Bean, the number 2 draft pick in the league, who was to become Rookie of the Year.
Here comes Dave Bean on the drive. Number 21 out there has done everything there is to do.
This Hall of Famer excelled as both a scorer and a playmaker.
Bingo, and I'm glad to see it happen.
Born on November 24, 1943 in Washington, D.C., David Bean had a traumatic childhood as he suffered an eye injury at the age of 5 after he accidentally poked his left eye with a nail, and because his family could not afford surgery, his eye was forced to heal on its own, which eventually diminished his vision. But despite that traumatic incident, he did not allow it to derail him as he became a standout baseball and basketball player at Spingarn High School, where he was a 3-year letter winner, an All-Inter-High, All-Metro, and All-East team member, and he was also featured in a Parade magazine and made the All-American team. And after his stellar high school career, he attended Syracuse University, where he would become one of the best and most dominant collegiate players of his era, averaging 24 points and 10 rebounds per game, as he was voted a consensus first-team All-American and was also named Syracuse Athlete of the Year. And after his phenomenal collegiate career, he was drafted with the 2nd pick in the 1966 draft by the Detroit Pistons, and he made an immediate impact as a rookie, averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, en route to winning Rookie of the Year. But in his 2nd year, he established himself as one of the best players in the NBA as he led the league in scoring, averaging 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. And Dave Bean revolutionized the way the point guard position could be played, because prior to him, we never saw a point guard that had his combination of athleticism, scoring ability, and passing ability, because most point guards that played during this era, they were not very athletic, they weren't great scorers, and all they could do was pass the ball. But what separated Dave Bean from his peers is, like them, he was an elite passer, but he also had tremendous athleticism, and he was an elite scorer. I mean, when you think of the first high-flying point guard, you have to think of Dave Bean. I know a lot of these young kids, when they think of, high-flying point guards, they think about guys like Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook and John Wall and John Morant. But long before them, y'all, you had Dave Bean, who was just a great finisher around the rim, had tremendous athleticism, was a great scorer and a great passer, and that is what made him such a unique player, what made him a one-of-a-kind type player, because he just totally revolutionized the way his position could be played. Again, we never saw point guards that had this combination of scoring, athleticism, and playmaking ability, but Dave Bean brought a new flair to the point guard position. And after his stellar 2nd year, he would have continued success, as from 1969 to 1973, he averaged 23.8 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game, as he would make 4 more All-Star teams. And he truly established himself as one of the best point guards and best players in the NBA. I mean, it's just such a prolific scorer, had great athleticism, was a great shooter, and a great passer, and a really solid defender. He was just a total package, just a dominant two-way force. But despite his elite ability, his teams did not have a lot of success. And I think this is a big reason why he gets overlooked in NBA history, because he was never able to go to the conference finals or go to the NBA finals or win, an NBA championship. And when you look at, some of his peers during that time, guys like Mr. Oscar Robertson or the late great Mr. Jerry West, obviously they were a part of teams that were very talented, so they had a lot of success in the playoffs. Unfortunately, though, for Mr. Dave Bean, he was not a part of talented teams, so he did not have a lot of postseason success. But individually, I mean, he was truly one of the best point guards, one of the best players in the NBA, and he would have a stellar 9-year career with the Pistons, averaging 22.6 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, and 6.4 assists per game, as he was a 6-time All-Star during his 9-year tenure with the Pistons. But in 1975, they traded him to the then Washington Bullets, and he would have a good year, averaging 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, and made his 7th and final All-Star team. And he would spend one more year with the Bullets in 76, averaging 10 points and 4 assists per game. But then in 1977, he decided to join the legendary Boston Celtics, where he averaged 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. But at the conclusion of that season, he decided to retire. So he would have a stellar 12-year career, averaging 20.3 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, being voted a All-Star 7 times, and he was also a 2-time All-NBA team member. So when you look at his resume, I mean, I truly believe he is one of the best point guards and players in NBA history. And I know a lot of people question why he was voted as a top 75 player, but when you go back and look at the career of Mr. Dave Bingo, I mean, it was truly elite. Again, he could do everything at a high level, which was so rare for a point guard during this time, because when you saw these point guards that were great passers, but they were not great shooters, they were not great defenders, they didn't have tremendous athleticism, and then you see a man, y'all, and Mr. Dave Bing, that was a total package that could do everything at a high level, and then you would definitely understand why he was voted as a top 75 player, because he is absolutely one of the top 75 players in NBA history. But after his stellar NBA career, he would become a successful businessman as he opened up Bing Steel Company in 1980, and in 1984 he was awarded by President Ronald Reagan the National Minority Small Business Person of the Year, and by 1985, y'all, Bing Steel was bringing in $40 million a year, and in 1986 it was bringing in $60 million a year. So not only was he an incredible NBA player, y'all, who had a great legacy, but he also became a very successful businessman, and that's what I really appreciate about Mr. Dave Bing, y'all, because you typically will not see a lot of athletes that have this type of success after their careers have concluded. We've seen a lot of athletes, y'all, that after their careers have ended, and they've gone broke, they've lost all their money. But Mr. Dave Bing realized the importance of not only just having a great NBA career, but then after that's finished, what can I do to still be a successful person in society, y'all? He absolutely mastered that. And then in 2009, he became the mayor of the great city of Detroit, where he had a successful 4-year tenure. So you're talking about a man, y'all, and Mr. Dave Bing, that was an elite NBA player, one of the greatest players in NBA history. But then after his career concluded, he still was very successful as a businessman and a mayor. And when you look at Mr. Dave Bing, we have to give him his credit, we have to give him his recognition. And that's why, y'all, I was so eager to do this video, because he is definitely a forgotten player in sports history, definitely an overlooked player. You don't really hear too many people discuss Mr. Dave Bing. The only people you're typically going to hear discuss him, is his peers, players that he played against, like Mr. Oscar Robertson, I like the late great Mr. Jerry West, I like the late great Will Chamberlain. Those guys, they obviously mention him, but other than that, y'all, you won't hear too many people really give Mr. Dave Bing his credit that he absolutely deserves as being one of the greatest players in NBA history. And Mr. Dave Bing, I wish you could team success the rest of your life, y'all. So there y'all have it. This was an episode of my Forgotten Players series as we featured the career of Mr. Dave Bing. Remember, y'all, laughs good medicine. So what? Make sure you eat your daily dose. I'm an enemy, and I love y'all. God bless. Peace.